You can't, yeah. Exactly.
There's things that they taught me, you know. Even if I come from a very poor family, but I think it was a rich family because of the humor that they have, you know, was much more richer than the wealth of,
definitely.
you know, what you can have, you know, or see with your eyes.
Definitely,
you know.
definitely. These are then we have time to go into these things. You understand? So then we have the reflections about our life, where we come from. Can you remember where we're running in us? You know, who listened? Which story did you listen to? At that young age and all sort of thing. Huh? They ready, for us?
All right.
Okay, I'm to the artist of the week already. You understand? Huh? You used to count. Yes, here we are again. This week is vitally, vitally nice and important. It's a joyful moment for me to meet so new, interesting artists on this journey of the week. This is African History Week, or African History Month. As I said yesterday, it starts from the 1st of February to the 1st of March. But we're trying now to bring along this History Week, history of the people, especially from African in diaspora, and the work, the thoughts, their visions, everything they encounter in the society they're in, how are they feeling, what the story, history means to them, and what is the dream of today. And having a dream of today means you have to have a kind of reality for tomorrow, how you meet that reality. I'm so grateful, I'm so blessed and thankful to have a wonderful artist with us this week in East African History Week, a brother, a friend, a spiritual, highly connected artist by the name of Bafana. Bafana, welcome.
Thanks, Mr. Cliff.
Bafana.
Thanks to No Deflect Theatre.
Yeah. Say a little bit about who is Bafana.
Bafana is a boy that he come from Babuntlapo, which is my father, and the mother's side, which is Kelly, you know, which is other people know her by Dorothy, you know. Those two people were the one who made me, you know. So yeah, I come from a musical background family and a spiritual, most respectful, you know, and yeah, I can say also deeper. I'm a traditional child of because from my grandmother, from the father side to the mother side, both of them, they were traditional healers. So I can say I'm more rooted to medicine and stuff like that. I know a lot of information about traditional medicine, but it's not yet my time to practice. Yeah, that's who Bafana is, a child of traditional healers in terms of musically and medicine-wise. Yeah.
Simply, but what is music for you, Bafana?
For me, music, I can say is food, is life, is what I breathe because I support my family with music, you know. So I can say it's part of life for me because I live it daily, you know. It's part of my work with what I work as a teacher, so I teach music. Also, I play music with different people, you know, around Oslo, you know, like Ipuga, Odrun, Ibu, you know, there's a lot of people, Charles, I can name it, Siddiqui, like a lot of people, you know. But we had album that we took out last year, which is Pen for the Moon with Mark. We're lucky for Mark to give us that opportunity to use his studio to record that album, you know. So yeah, yeah.
How far you want to take that music of yours in this country?
I think I like to take it as far as I can, but I don't know how, you know. But only the time will tell, you know. But I'm planning to do much more bigger things than, like, to get out of a comfort zone, you know. That's, if you understand what I try to mean, like, you know, because I feel like I spend a lot of my time feeling pity for myself, you know, how I grew up and the things that I faced in life, you know. So I feel like taking what I've learned out of all of that experience and try to give it back to the kids or the community, you know, empower them through making instruments, you know, like getting out of the comfort zone, you know. That's what that's what I try to say, you know. Yeah.
You mentioned the community.
Yeah.
How vital is it for your music to survive or to more or less inspire your community?
By engaging with the younger generation, because they are the future, you know. Most of the time we tend to focus on people who have everything and forget the younger generation. That is where we should invest, because if we leave them out, they start to do other things that we don't like at the end of the day. But in order for us to make them or to be in the same page with us, we have to go to them and be involved, because they won't come to us, you know. It's us who have to go to them and become friends with them and live the knowledge that we have, because I think in these days life is short, you know, but at the same time you can make sure that you leave those good seeds with some of the few people that or few kids that you know, because I've seen that we grew up with this thing of saying don't trust the stranger and all of those things. But when you look at today, our young kids, because of neglecting them like that, hey, don't talk to strangers, don't do this, the community started to go out of hand. So it's high time that we start to bring the African philosophy of saying that a child is raised by a community. You know, if I see that that child is doing something wrong, I have a right to say, hey, what you're doing, it won't pay you good results, you know. Like respect, try to bring back that thing, respect, the simplest thing, which is how to communicate, teach our kids that what you're doing is wrong, that one is right, you know. I mean, sometimes they're gonna grow out of doing wrong things, but let's not let them put their hand to fire knowing that they're gonna burn themselves, and you know. So that's why I'm saying that it's high time that we start to invest in the community, you know, with whatever knowledge that we have. If we know that we are good with medicine, you know, leave that knowledge just people to know what is good, what they have to eat, or how to treat simple things like that, you know. Yeah.
I think it's quite interesting. You're talking about respect, community, and being there all the time to ensure that the community, the generations develop in a positive way. Do you feel today, when you can look back, that the respect is no longer the way, it has the same effect, or is no longer the way we nurture it at our young age? Or you think there's been a change when it comes to respect, and you think the community has lost respect today, more today than they've done before, earlier? Or you think that is that maybe we, the grown-up, has not been able to ensure the community that we need to grow with a positive attitude, a positive way of being?
I think because I can say this because I was once a youth also myself. Like my father used to guide me along my way. And not to say that I was perfect, but my father was very strict when coming to alcohol or just doing wrong things, because he was very honest to say, I can't afford if you get arrested and come and visit you. You must know that you see our background, we are not rich people, and I don't want you to fall in those hands. Like, try all by means to navigate your life, even if it's hard, but try to find things that are interesting in life. You have talent. So I started investing in athletics at that time, just to get away from other things, at the same time singing at the same time, because he had a band. So music was always, ringing wherever I go, but I know that there was that food of music every day at home, So is some of the things that helped me, to navigate like life and stuff like that, Yeah.
This month or this week now, Nordic Black Theatre is celebrating the most important event which has happened in America among blacks who's been building the country with the knowledge but never get the acknowledgement of that sort of the craft of the position into society. This week we did, but in 1976, it was decided that we have now to ensure that the black people have contributed so much in America that we need to dedicate February as a month for African History Week. When you hear African History Week, what does it say to you?
The truth is that we celebrate it, but the reality, we are still poor. We are regarded as the poor or the failed nation, You can see with the adverts sometimes, they always advertise Africa as begging, can you donate for us? And yet, it's like the richest continent, We can't even enjoy our resources that come out of our homeland. When you look at us, we are scattered all over the world as if, we don't have clear heads or, it's very painful. That's what I can say, Mr. Cliff. Because some of our parents or grandfathers or fathers die with that heart, knowing that, hey, we are fighting for freedom. That at the end of the day, maybe the land will come back and able to say, hey, with this diamond, this is how much we want, or with this, or, but it's said that we don't even have a say in 2021, But we say we're living under freedom. What kind of a freedom we have then? Because I feel like we are still colonized. That's the reality. We are colonized. Yeah. And is
a physical colonization or a mental colonization? How do you look at it?
Everything. It's sad. Because what are we going to leave for our kids? So that means it's like being poor, they want to turn it as if it's part of a black man or a woman culture. It's not part of our culture. That's a reality. Because if you read our history, you see that we used to be ruled by strong queens, kings. What happened? Where did we go wrong? Like, is it... It's sad, yeah. I think as human, we need to take a little bit of a pause and do a serious introspection on ourselves, That what we want for Africa, or what we want as Africans, are we truly Africans or what? Because everywhere around the world, people own their things, Norway, they have oil. They own their oil. No one say anything. South Africa has diamonds. You can name different type, but who have a say? And yet you say we are free. What kind of a freedom is that?
How can we reshape the consciousness and the awareness in this time, especially we're talking about the young people who born in diaspora, who doesn't have the same knowledge as you, who was born in Africa, and they're born in diaspora, the African diaspora, they're born in a European country, and they got the fathers or the parents from Africa there. How can we reshape that sort of way of re-educated them in African, where we bring that knowledge back to them about the richness, the knowledge that you're talking about the queens and the king had beforehand in Africa?
Beside living maybe the information through stories and stuff like that is mostly for me. I am lucky that I still have aunts at home who still have, who have the information of the oldest times. So it's just that Corona, disturbed us. But it's what I used to do, to take my kids every now and then to South Africa. And then we start first from my mother's house, and then after that I take them to the countryside, because that's where the knowledge is, I'll share with them, like Isaac, even though he was young, but I will take him to places and show him that here, this is what happened in this year, and here, this is what happened in this year, just to show him the little information and tell him that there, maybe that's where your next inheritance is, but I can't say it, that, there you'll find the golds, you'll find diamond, and, it's things that because we know those places, but now we learn to keep quiet, to not show anyone or say, hey, even if you are my best friend, I'll never tell you that. You see, there, that's where the diamonds are, because we learn. So we started now to keep quiet with whatever information that we have. Even if we're going hunting or stuff like that, like there's something that I can dig out of the ground and give you, and you eat it, you get energetic, and you don't get hungry maybe for the next coming 6 hours, But I can't show anyone else, because the meantime I show them, they say that, it's what make them to be strong, and is what make them to be who they are, So for that kind of knowledge is what I think we have to share with our kids, There's more information that I don't know, even me. I'm trying to learn, like from the elders, to seek for the right path, so that we don't we don't repeat the same mistakes that happened years and years, So it's very challenging, like for the next generation, and I'll try my best, to give them whatever knowledge that I have, if it's through music, because there was this friend of mine who was sharing some crucial information, and Dutuzo Makatini, about how, like, the lifestyle of us, as black Africans, and how we used to live, and things that used to be precious to our heart, make us younger, or, more, or seek for more information, that so a few days ago they were talking about this thing of try to run away from this music that we play today. And then I because they were saying something very interesting, that when the colonizers came, the music was changed in South Africa. From music that you never focus on how good your vocal is, because it was a music of spirituality, music that if you sing it, it makes the water move, like even the earth start to hum with you, you know. Birds start to, you know, put melodies but what I'm trying to say is that those kinds of songs is songs that had meaning, you know, had to do with our daily life history, you know. But when you check that, when the colonization came, it break away all of that.
I see.
Because it was more papara papara pa. When you look at this format of music of today, it's no more free. It's not free anymore like it used to be. Because before you could play one note, dong, 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 dong. There's other melodies that are coming inside. Dong, ding, dong, dong, ding, dong. You don't know where that dong, ding, dong coming from, but it's the world of spirit because we are not alone. You know, is what our grandmothers taught us, that you are not alone. Even if you go, you always have people. That's why they call us abantu, which means people, you know. Even if you are sitting here as Cliff, you are not sitting alone. You have other companions that you go with you, you know. Other people, they will say it is angels, but it is part of who we are. Abba, you know,
It's wonderful. Yeah.
but I wish people, they can just check it under Ndutuzo Makatini with Mbuso Koza, you know, just to check that clip of, maybe they can, if they check it, they will get more clarification than I explain it me, you know, because
Yeah.
it's not what I came up with. It's them who made us to see another something that we never thought of or see, you know. So that thing even made me very interested like to ask myself, am I in the right path of musically, or I have to let the universe guide me, you know. I don't know if it makes sense or what.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the spirituality, you know, and changed by the spirituality and all that. I think we could sit here and just, you know, go into the path of our history, and of course we need time to do that because it's very, very interesting. But I know talking about sharing about learning and sharing and caring. I know that you like to share your music, as you know, and I know your music is so close to you that the only things you want to do is to share and live with it, within it all the time. So, would you like to share part of your music to us?
I will try to share something because this instrument is being played by our great ancestors, you know, like all over the Native American. They have their own mouth bow that they play. Like I think all the indigenous people, or they make it in their different ways, you know, and they play it there's a lot of technique that you can use. But for me, is instrument that I made it to pass the information to the kids, you know, in school, that sometimes this is something that you can even add in your musical background or collection, you know, but mostly is for the ancestors, you know. Most of our grandmothers, they used to play this instrument late at night, you know, when they're telling stories, you know, around the fire, you know. So me, I try to break a little bit of of rules, you know. When you spend too much time playing with Ibu, hey, it's difficult. So I'll try something. I don't know if he's gonna. Let me drink water.
Oh, man. Hey,
Yeah.
man, that's beautiful.
Something.
Yeah, but you too, and I know that deep inside you have also a voice. You always, I don't know, how can I explain or describe your voice? Can we hear just a little part of your voice now? Just to wrap up things?
Yes. Prokondera, 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 Prokondera,
Whoa! Bafana, it's just amazing to hear you. It's amazing that we are able to have you here on Nordic Black Theatre stage in this wonderful week when we are traveling to the story of our ancestors, the stories of the profound people who make us to what we are today.
Yes.
And I think you are just exceptional artist. And we are so thankful to have an artist like you in this occasion to share your spiritual songs, your knowledge. And I think we need more space for you because you have a bag full of knowledges that we'd like it to be shared also, because if we don't share it, we're going to lose it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's something that we shouldn't take it with us to the world of spirit. We must leave some of the information, so that we can build a better future, of our kids, Yeah.
Thank you from this last word of the great Bafana to build a profound better future for the coming generations. We wrapped everything for today. Nordic Black Theatre, thanks all of you for listening to take part in the African History Week from our own community, and we hope the community are there with us, and we just want to remind them that we will be always with them. They have also, if you have stories, they can also share with us. We'll be able to transmit those stories all to back to the community and the society in general. So we'll be back soon with a new artist for the next presentations of African History. Thank you, Bafana.
Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks to Nordic Black Theatre.